Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel again. So it's going to be a really quick video today anyway, but I wanted to give my thoughts on the recently released Godzilla vs. Kong movie. I've only just about gotten over it a couple days ago, but already I have watched it twice, which just kind of already shows you what I felt of the movie. So I just felt it would be the right time to, give you guys my thoughts on it. So basically, my thoughts was basically it was actually a very good movie. It was a fantastic movie in my opinion. There's quite a few things I like to get through, and it was obviously, as you lot know, that it was the follow up to Godzilla King of the Monsters. What I definitely felt about this movie, I wasn't sure about like the screen time each would get. Obviously, we know they're gonna fight each other, but I definitely felt it was more of a Kong movie. I think maybe because they've got two separate Godzilla movies and we only had one Kong, it definitely felt more of a Kong movie anyway, because we saw a lot more of it, like his backstory, how he's had to adapt to this world, stuff that we probably never saw before or we saw in a different way. I will start off with the action. To say it lived up to expectations. 100% lived up to expectations, and obviously I know a bit of a late spoiler alert, like 2 minutes into the video, but Godzilla did end up coming out on top with a 2-1 victory. I mean, I think the interesting part of the battle for me was that first one, and this is because obviously from the trailer you knew they were going to be fighting on like a boat or just around the sea area where Kong was going to be at a significant disadvantage. And to be fair, even so, I still feel he did very well. I mean, he had not a lot going for him. It's basically Godzilla's space. There was not much for him to do, and he had to rely on some assistance from the humans. And to be fair, he did well. Although it was lucky that the humans came up with the plan to what do you call it? To switch off all the engines to make Godzilla think he's won. And that was good from them. But yeah, listen, that action, the one in Tokyo, was bad ass. I mean, absolutely bad ass. I mean, this is what we want in a versus movie. Do you know what I mean? If you're gonna get two characters clashing together, if the action isn't on point, then kind of makes you think, what's the point? And I'm very glad that they managed to do a what was I gonna say? They each got their chance to shine. They both each got their chance to shine, but I guess we just saw Godzilla kind of power through. He powered through, and as much as I wanted Kong to win, that's me. Godzilla just proved a bit too much, and we knew what he was capable. We knew what he was capable of, but yeah, it just came through. His atomic breath dislocated Kong's shoulder. It all just fell apart. And let's not even forget about the Mechagodzilla battle as well, which I'll flip and touch on that in a minute anyway. Another of the interesting things I found here, so I took down some notes. In terms of the action, let me talk about the little girl called Jaya. Anyway, who I didn't know. I don't know if anyone knows this, but she's actually deaf in real life, just as she is in the movie, and because of that, it kind of made her acting even more impressive. The communication she had with the other actors and with Kong himself, and to know that he kind of understood and only wanted to communicate with her, whilst obviously the other humans had their own agendas. Again, in most movies like this, I understand that there's usually a bit of difficulty trying to make the human side interesting, whilst at the same time trying to keep the emphasis on the monsters. I do feel the human side was a bit better than probably the two other Godzilla movies. The Kong one was solid for the humans, but I felt this one was a bit better because you had not as many annoying characters, and you also had the comic relief, which was actually funny. So, from that perspective, I feel this film did very well. Some other people may disagree, but that's what I felt. I thought the human side was a bit better on this, and I felt that the little girl Jaya, was probably one of the standout actors in this movie, and she's just a kid Please let me know what you guys think. If you think I'm wrong, please let me know. But I think she was excellent anyway. And watching her communicate with Kong was very good. I've touched on that. Yeah, we'll just touch on actually, like I was saying before. Actually, I'm glad they didn't have some of the other generals from the other films. Anyway, the only other human characters who I would have wanted to see in this movie would have been Bryan Cranston from the first one. God knows why they killed him so early. He was absolutely outstanding and was definitely the voice of reason for everything going forward. And unfortunately, what's his name? And he was Inception. What's the Japanese guy's name again? I think it's. Well, I'm not even gonna bother checking. I can't remember. I think his name's Kazawa in the film, but I forgot his name. And I know his son is the one that was initially controlling Mechagodzilla. But he was another one. If I remember the name, I'll bring it up. But he was another one who was excellent. Godzilla himself. Let me just touch on him. This, like I said before, it was almost like a Kong movie. But I think, like I said, that's because I think Godzilla had two other movies, and the trailers made us believe that Godzilla was bad. And I mean, as they're telling the story, you kind of understand why he was acting the way he was. But one thing I will say for him was I have never seen him as aggressive, as agile as anything, even against Ghidorah. I feel that Godzilla was even more brutal in this film against Kong than he was even against someone like Ghidorah. I'm not too sure if anybody else had noticed that, but that's what I did, and I absolutely loved it. It was chaos, it was carnage in Tokyo. I think what made that setting so beautiful was because of just how beautiful Tokyo is as a city. It's got the lights, it's got everything, and for me, that really made that whole battle between him and Kong outstanding. Please let me know what you guys think, but that's exactly what I felt for that. And yeah, I'm gonna touch on that Mechagodzilla one actually. That battle. I mean, if anybody knows, Mechagodzilla is obviously one of Godzilla's main enemies, and it's been proven over time over many of the Godzillas over the years. There was just something about him. I was seeing another video where they were even comparing it to kind of Pacific Rim. Even that scene, it did give you the Pacific Rim vibes, and it was just interesting to see how Godzilla was just completely outmatched, outpowered, outthought by Mechagodzilla in it. Kind of in a way similar to Ghidorah, but there was just something more brutal about this. Probably because I feel like it was just a robotic version. You know, it's always different when you play an evil doppelganger of yourself. There's just something about losing to yourself, which is a bit sad, and almost like in the manner in which they did, and what he was doing anyway, until Kong epically stepped up, put back his shoulder in, and as we saw, the 2-on-1 was great. The 2-on-1 was great. We saw Kong rip him apart with the help of Godzilla's atomic breath. I mean, that film was everything that I really wanted. I'm not surprised it went the way it did, because as usual, you're either going to get one clear winner or in fact, you might get a draw most of the time. But then if someone's going to win, you're always going to get the 2-on-1 before they obviously team up against whoever they're going to team up against. So from that perspective, you could say it's maybe a bit cliche, a bit predictable, but it is what it is. And listen, we just saw what we wanted to see from this movie, innit? Overall, I would definitely say it's definitely recommended that anyone goes and watches it, especially if you've watched the other movies, you know. I can't wait to see the direction that they're gonna go in. As we know, Kong's seen where his ancestors lived. They were in the, I think, what's it called, the hollow world or something like that. So at least we know he's there. Based on what I know on Godzilla lore and so on, I know that there's other like kaiju and monsters out there. So another potential villain, if they do team up together, or if they have like a Godzilla and Kong movie sort of, you've got beings like, I think it's Destroyer or something like that. I don't know if anyone would know, but there are other possibilities to make this to make another one, because as we know, obviously nothing's planned. There was no end credits, anything. technically they've still got the one Ghidorah head, so we don't know what other plans could happen. But I would say definitely this film was 100%, 100% definitely worth watching. Yeah, I didn't really want to go too much into it today. I just wanted to just give my own little views on it. But it was a thorough, it was definitely a proper movie for action and decent I'll say decent storytelling anyway. So it's difficult to get these kind of movies perfect, both in terms of action and storytelling. But let me just make sure there's nothing here that I haven't got. Yada yada yada. And just before I go, actually, here's one question I've always wanted to ask you guys. Based on what you've seen, who do you personally think put up a better fight? Do you think Ghidorah from King of the Monsters was Ghidorah versus Godzilla was better than Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla? I'm not too sure, and I'm not even gonna kind of give a definitive answer. Except all I can say is that they both pushed Godzilla to the limits, kind of, and in both instances he needed assistance to win. But I don't know, man. I'm funnily enough thinking of going with Mechagodzilla. I just by a hair. But yeah, that's what I think about the movie anyway. Just a quick one. And that's what I think. Guys, please let me know in the comments what you think. If there's anything you do or you don't agree with me, please let me know. Maybe we can discuss in the comments as well, alright? And listen, thank you so much for visiting my new video. And yeah, I'll definitely be more. I'm looking possibly going to do one of the Justice League movie. So here's to hoping. And guys, thank you very much and take it easy. Yeah, have a good day.